Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever. You're following the CFS Pixelator, which is rusty enough that it's about to snap in half and spew all of its goods all over the floor of this beloved river. It is also in the very last part of its life, and I don't mean that just in terms of the ship, which will be replaced in due course, but also in the sense that the docks that it's heading for are not long for that. See, I'd hoped that would be on the screen when I zoomed out there smoothly. I thought that would look, pretty terrific. Oh well, can't have it all. But yes, we will be moving these docks, as mentioned in the last episode, which you have surely watched, in order to start facilitating our stone services a little bit further upstream. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a good plan. Equally, I've got to move all these trucks and things out of the way because, they're about to be superseded by something considerably more dramatic. In the last episode, we set up this goods station that as yet has nothing on it. Whew, and I left you hanging because I was going to set up the remainder of this piece of goods rail to flint. Let's do that now. Now, admittedly, leading off with the tantalising prospect at laying some rail is hardly the thing that's going to keep you past the magnificent 10-second intro. But we do what we do. Also, I've made a boo-boo here. I'm going to have to move things. I don't want to have to move things around because all of this is getting deleted pretty swiftish. What am I going to? How am I? What am I? Where am I? Let's do a bit of judicious deletion. Train track coming through. There we go. We'll worry about that in a minute. Right, let's peel around here. Now this truck stop here will be a thing of the past following the revolution. Said revolution is, for those of you who weren't paying attention, said revolution is to set up a brand new rail-based goods service that heads into the station here. Now, this only needs to be a 240, and a bit like that, right about there. Now, this is not just going to be bringing in food; it's also going to be bringing in stone. It will probably bring in a bit of fuel at some point. So I need to do a little bit of diligence with regards to what's it currently supplying. So there's my commercial. Here's my industrial, which is kind of handy. We only get a little bit of industrial coverage. That, however, significantly better. Equally, this one. Wow. So we are going to need a truck stop there in order to kind of maximise our receipts. Where shall I put the truck stop? Let's put the truck stop directly opposite, perhaps. You press the wrong button now. You don't want to do that. You want to press the right button. I've heard that's a thing. That's the thing that makes it look like you're competent. We could do it a little bit closer as well, and that would possibly help. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. Good. That'll do. Now, when I've set this up in previously, so I practiced this. I've put some effort into making sure it's going to work. Because when you're talking about 50 quid's worth, 50 quid? No, that's not very much at all. 50 million quid's worth of investment. You want to make sure that you've got your maths right. Right, let's do that, and then go on. That's the one. Although that's an aggressive bit of curve at the bottom. I'm sure we could do that better. Actually, I'm not sure we could do that better. Let's try as far as there. That's a little bit better. Still got something of a hump. But, we shall cope. We'll struggle with that one in a manful fashion. Right, now, just a case of hooking this up to there, which should be a piece of cake. Well, if not a piece of cake, it's a line of track. There we go. Right, good. So that's now all set. So I've got 4 towns waiting to receive. I've got my initial fella up here waiting to make deliveries. All I need is a depot. Now, I haven't thought this through. I know you're all going, really? There's a surprise. I just not thought things through. How very unusual. So what I'm going to do, given that we're only going to hit the depot from one direction, which should be easy enough, is we'll take it down here. And this is possibly a little more track than one truly needs. But hang on, I need you to peel ever so slightly. In fact, no, you can peel in a minute when I've got the depot in. We'll get the depot as close to the track as possible. Spin it. And for those of you wondering, yes, I do make the sound effects myself if I'm not recording. No, that's not for your benefit. That's just something I do. There we go. I've seen nicer. Right, okay, so then we need to go, you've not left enough space. Alright, let's do this again. Alright, this one, merge, thank you. Yeah, we'll basically do this as just like a merging series of track here. And given that I'm not going to be doing it very often, this should lead to a relatively low amount of friction. There we go. That's everyone able to get everywhere, isn't it? There we go. 4 tracks. Now that, I mean, we'll have to expand. Dear God, expand. Well, I made the same slip up last time as well. Anyone would think I'd got it hardwired into my brain that spending is something that I do in this game. I don't know where I got that from. Road vehicle and train 7. Interesting. What's train 7? Oh, it's one of these ugly little fellas. All right. Well, I'll worry about that in a bit. I was talking about spending. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Tremendously exciting. Tremendously hilarious. Right. Put that in there. It should be the only signal I need, and even then, only when I'm actually sticking a new train on there. So let's get some routes set up, shall we? Now, in order for this to work quickish, I need at least one delivery route set up at the same time as I set up the original train. So let's go for 2. Also, while we're in the area, let's kill off everything that is no longer relevant. Flint food, kill that. Flint grain, kill that. I mean, originally I left these lines open just as a kind of a reminder that they were a thing that we needed. So now I'm taking that safety belt off, and I'll remember it. Well, there's a chance I'll remember it, I suppose. There we are. Right. Okay. So, in fact, we'll go with 2 lines. So the first line is going to be, let's set this as a yellow here, and it's going to be from Warren Exchange out to Flint West. Okie dokie. And this is going to be Warren, which is war, bulk farming. There you go. I came up with a collective term while I was away. Right, and then for my next trick, we will go add station Warren Exchange, and this should just figure out exactly what I'm after without me having to explain myself. There we are. The war boss rides again. Are we pleased with that? Yeah, well, it can't take any other route, so, please doesn't really factor into things. Right, this is going to be war boss food delivery. No, bulk. There we go. So the idea is a bulk service delivers a stack load of it from place 1 to place 2, and it doesn't matter whether you're talking trucks or trains or boats or planes. This is just the way we're going to phrase it. And then the last section of delivery is going to be called delivery. So as you can see here, Warren Annex. What are we actually covering there? Because this needs to deliver to blue. That yellow, not blue. No. So I need to deliver this to the blue stop, which is the next street over. Actually, we haven't got much of a connection onto the very commercial side of this town. Okay, look, I just want to remove the road. You can, I don't even need to remove all of it, just that little bit on the end, because otherwise I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to get a track over the top of it. Equally, I don't actually need this end track here. And the rest of this is a bit of a mess. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's set out our... it's not a bit of a mess. The whole thing is a complete shambles. I ought to redevelop this. Not now. I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it at another point. What else we got there? Hello. You appear to have left a little routette for me to pursue. I don't think there's enough space for this to work. Let's have a look. And I'm not going to put a level crossing in there, because that's ludicrous. I might not have a choice but to put a level crossing in here, which would be ludicrous. Alright, okay, actually, I like it. It's mental. It's crazy. I like it. Look at all this stuff go. It's just going to go like, yeah, I mean, if you decide to take this surface route, expect queuing. Given that that's the flaming main line. Can I get a little road through here without having to bulldoze anything? No, you see, you're bulldozing $1.5 million quid's worth of building is really not what I had in mind. All right, what if I decided to bulldoze something? And you see, I could do that for $500,000, or I could just force them to go to the end of the block. That'll do. Okay. Now, let's check that catchment once more, see if we hit the other side at all. We don't. So I think I'm going to need 2 routes out of here in order to get a reasonable... I don't know, I'm not entirely sure this is a good idea. Oh, your catchment area sucks, friend. What about here? You see, that's where I want it. That's a good place for it. Right. Bulldozer. And then we'll stick that back in again. I hadn't planned to be doing massive amounts of in-town redevelopment, but I suppose, you know, my bank balance is gently increasing while I do this. Alright, well, I've not got 100% coverage, but I've got 72% coverage. And that's better than nothing. Oh, what the hell, let's just stick that in there. Okay, right, so the next route I need to set up, and we need another 2 routes for Warren. 1, 2. Here we go. So this will be from here to there. Now, each of these are probably going to cope with 1 or 2 trucks on each, so you know we don't need to invest too heavily in this. Warren Food D. There's an E in there. Delivery. You know what? And I'm going to go Alpha. Yeah. And then this one is going to be War. Yes. No. Delete. Thank you. War. Yes. Food delivery. Bravo. There we go. And that's going to go from here to there. So I'll probably put 2 on that one, 1 on the other one, and we'll see where it gets us. Alright, so we need to keep that plumbed in because we need to know that these are a thing I need to play with. Now, we'll go up and check Boston. I think Boston's alright. I think we deliver right into the heart of the town. Show me the heart of the town. Yeah, it's not quite, is it? You deliver to a bit of the town. We do miss a fair shake there. But we do hit some industrial and some corporates, commercial, dear boy. So you know that's not so horrendous. What do we got here? It's a 160. I want to put a 240 in here really, but it's gonna set me back a bit. So I'll abuse the kindly nature of the game. to allow that to work. Right, we'll do the same with Indianapolis. These are the ones I'll set going first. So here's my truck stop pickup, which does nothing. So I'm going to need to drop off, and because I've done this before, I've already got to stop somewhere. How much are you hitting? You're hitting a good slab of the town. Speaking of good slabs, look at the size of that! Fantastic. Right, another route. Right, and I'm leaving them open. Right, this is you can call it a pro tip if you please, but don't feel obliged to. I'm not sure what that truck station's for. I think that might be industrial deliveries. I'm not going to remove it because I clearly put it there for some reason or another. There we are. There we go. So that will probably take 2. I would have thought, maybe more. And what I found in experimental is, through experimentation, I have discovered that if you have anything waiting at a truck stop for more than a couple of seconds, it doesn't half slow your deliveries down. Okay, right. We're about there. So I need 3 trains in total. Let's have a look at the loan situation. 31 million in debt. I can borrow a stack load of money. I'm going to borrow a stack load of money. We've got a dribble coming in. As much as I've been spending a fair chunk of it on construction. We've got probably in the region of 10 million a year coming in at the moment, and that's okay. All right, let's buy a train here. We're going to go with the Dash 8 for our primary route, and we'll make this, given that we're bringing in natural things, a very somber forest green. There we go. All right, and yes. And what I need to keep that open because we've got 320 meters to play with, and we're not going to use it all straight away. So the gondola is going to bring in my grain, which we'll do in a very washed out yellow, and we'll do, what should we do? I don't know. I'll know when I've got enough. Let's go 6. Let's go 6 of those, and then we'll go 6 of these, which we'll do in a kind of a musty brown, representing the livestock which it carries. And my plan is that once I've got that running, yeah, that's what we want. Once that's running for a while, I'll be able to switch that. I'll take it back into the depot. We'll add more cars to it. We'll add more wagons to it, and we'll keep doing it that way. That way, I'm not paying the maintenance cost on wagons I'm not using. Right? That seems fairly straightforward. And given that it takes a couple of months to upgrade a goods provider, I am going to need that open. Then it's worth waiting rather than stacking up immediately so you can just fire and forget. That adding stuff on over time, micromanaging it a little bit, is actually beneficial. Those of you who are going to go, oh, you've set it up to run with coal. I haven't. It will choose grain as soon as grain is available to pick up. That's the good thing about the automatic system in this game. Right, now we'll run these EMDs, the SD40s here, because 926 a year versus 1.25. And these don't need to be as big. The simple reason being that they're going to be what are they going to be? That they will never be completely filled by the main train here, which will cap out at around 300 in terms of the amount of stuff it can deliver. So these don't need more than, I don't know, let's say 140, 150's worth of delivery space. Yeah. Don't tell me about ships. Right, so let's go 6, I think. We'll probably do the trick. All right. Hey, bank manager. Yeah, it's me again. Top me up. I'm going to borrow about 30 million bucks off you, if that's all right. I know it feels like a lot. 1, 2, 3. And that gives me what exactly? That gives me 108. It'll do for the short term. Clone that, please. Have I got enough to do it again? Let's get it moving first, and then worry about buying another one. Repay all of that. Right, okay, we're in business. Because I'm going to need to buy some trucks, but I'll do that in a sec. Let's get you going first. You are on the War Boss food bulk. Off you trot. You are going on the... No, you're not. You're not on the War Boss. You're not on the War Boss food bulk. Stop. Thank you. You are on the War Bulk Farming. There you go. As everybody spotted immediately. I almost sent you the wrong flipping way. You are on the War Boss food bulk. And then you are on the Indianapolis line that I haven't yet set up. Okay, well look, I want to watch all of that happen, so I'm going to pause while we set up this other line. New line from Warren. Thank you. Windows all over the place. To the Indianapolis sidings, I guess. Ind food bulk. Ind food bulk. That is right, yes. I wouldn't see, bulk farming has thrown me off. You know, why have a naming convention when you can confuse yourself by having three? Right. Ind food bulk. There we go. Good. Right. Yes? Is that everything? There's Ind. There's War. Boss is already taken care of. Yes, I think is the answer there. And then we need to buy some trucks. I'm going to give it a minute before we buy some trucks. So I've got Ind food box going. That's going. War Boss food box going. That's going. Bulk War farming. That's going. I don't need to watch these. And close that for the moment. Let's go and enjoy the smell of a new train. That new train smell. There we go. Right. Okay. So yeah. So this is the this is. I mean, that's a very pale car that we've gone with. Still looks the part, doesn't it? That's pretty good. Right. Hopefully you'll end up on the right track. Otherwise, I will have to scowl at you and question why you are on the wrong track. Yes, stop telling me about vehicles that need it replaced. Stick them in the flipping hazard window. I mean, the thing's going to flash from here to eternity anyway. You might as well make use of it. Right. For our next trick, we're going to hang out here. This is the place that we're going to hang out. Now, you will have observed that there's not a whole lot of wait until full going on. In testing, I ran without it, and the whole system worked much better. There you go, he's crossing over onto the correct line. That's simply magnificent. Oh, how joyous. So we've got a fourth to put on here, but we're going to wait until we're underway before we do that. I mean, you could argue that we're probably underway now, but clear off. Spoiling a perfectly good train passing shot. Good rail noise. Okay, right, so good. Now, they're all underway. They're all going to be, costing me an arm and a leg until we get a bit more, until we get anything happening, really. Let's, look, there's 2 whole items of goods waiting. I'm glad I spent the most money I've ever spent on a train on that. There we go. Right, so these are trundling around. Let's hook Warren up. Now, we're only going from here to there, but I reckon 2 might be advisable. Where's me? No, that's a train depot. Where's me? Where's me truck depot? That's a station. Yeah, as well, you know. I don't think it exists anymore. Let's find one that's miles away and use that. Because then we've at least declared intent. Boston Road Depot, right? We'll use the Freightliner here, and we'll roll with. We'll start with 1, and we'll keep our green motif going. Why am I out of money? Come on, someone, thank you. 430 for one of those, and you need to go to ding 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 ching. Warren Alpha, yes. Set line Warren Alpha. Go. Right, and I want another 2 of those. And you can go on Warren Bravo. Good. Right, good. So that's Warren dealt with. Don't stop hassling me about road vehicles. I'll sort my road vehicles out, of course, because while they're all, complaining about being old, they're going to be costing me more in maintenance costs. So we definitely want to fix that. Now I need another one here. In fact, where are you delivering to? There's the faint green line. I think we're going to need at least 2, possibly 3, given the length of route. We'll start with 2, and then see about upgrading to 3 if you behave yourself. And said behaviour is largely about whether we end up with goods waiting when the train's in motion again. So a couple of those, please. There we are. And you can go on the end food delivery. Right, now, by doing this, it should send a very clear and present danger message to there you go, watch these chaps come out. I did ask for green, I think you'll find. But you seem to be sporting a red cab still. Now, I mean, red's lovely. Green. Oh, there we go. Painted on the go. See, that's why as much as it's really easy to do, I don't want to do that. I want to have to, forcibly take them back to a depot where some fellow with a spray can will turn up and deal with them. Although it was suggested in the comments, and I apologise for the lack of a proper name check, that you could just see it as some bloke with a can of spray paint from Halford stood at the end of the station catching the trains that goes past. And you see, look, there's nothing better than a heavy-duty goods train rolling past a bunch of trees that have been at the mercy of the tree gun. Now, if we can get a passenger train coming in down on our far left here, this will make for a hell of a shot. Evidently too much to hope for. It's a pretty good tree, this. It's, yeah. Okay, right, let's see how we're getting on. Alright, we've got something waiting there. We've got some food happening here. That's a start. How much food do we have waiting? 6. Okay, well, as advertised, it is going to take a couple of, sheep before this starts to become popular. And that should trigger, hopefully, when the goods delivery trains get in. Let's check this guy coming along a gully. There you go. See, he's coming along this gully. I have inadvertently set the colour scheme up on this rather well. Even if I do say so myself, I'll show you. You might not have the attention to detail to have spotted it. So that's why I'm here. I'll help you with attention to detail. Here we go. Come on. Out tunnel. Slow it back down when it appears. There we go. Slow it. Oh, for crying out loud. Try and catch it in the station. Try and catch it in the station. Right, there we go. So you'll see, along with the green that I selected, we've got this little yellow stripe which matches the grain carriers. Alright, maybe I'm the only one impressed by that. So it's not the first time. There we go, look at that. Carrying 20 out of a max capacity of 216. Big money coming my way. Now I need this to start earning, pretty flipping swiftly. Otherwise, otherwise there's just going to be trauma, because the running costs here are extensive. Let's pay a bit of that back. And actually, overall, this has only cost me an extra 15, 13 even million in loan. Which will go, oh, only 13 million. You're going to go, yeah, but you see, that's just it. I bought what, 40, 50 million quid's worth of trains, and so only being down 13 million in extra loan is not so bad. Right, you're not packing, are you? You're packing 3 food. Where are you going to drop it? Let's have a quick look. Coming over the level crossing, which has still got a lump in it. It's going to shake all of those cans of prefabricated burger. Anything? Something. Alright, you dropped off. What did you drop off there? 2. 2 of the 3 got dropped off in Warren. That's okay. Alright, well, you know, we've started. We're rolling. Action. And so forth. And that's gonna wrap it up for now. While you're away, I'll stop all of the flipping notifications about stuff being out of date. I'll get them all triggered to auto replace. And where are we now? 2002. I will go no further than 2004, and we'll see where we're up to, and hopefully things will have marched forward a little. So thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Goods trains are just the business, and that's the reason we like all of this stuff. I like a passenger train as much as anybody, but a fully loaded, self-reversing goods train is a sight to behold, and long may it continue. Chuck a like at this one if you feel similarly. If you don't feel similarly, if you think no, passengers all the way, chuck a like at this one, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. And I'll be back in your face very soon with more of this kind of behaviour, of a pseudo unprofitable nature, and I bet you can't wait. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.